Imagine you get a call from Virat Kohli one day and he says that I want your help to create our next 1-8 campaign. Now, obviously, you will get super excited, but then you will realize that Virat has also asked 10 other agencies to also pitch their ideas and concepts. So now you're competing with everybody else. Now you will need to be better than those people because all of these 10 agencies are using the same AI tools. So if you have access to ChatGPT, they also have access to it. So the question is, how do you stand out? How do you take simple images just like this and convert them into brilliantly outstanding Google ads just like this or even this? The answer is not you using a different AI model. Everyone now has Seedance 2.5. Everybody knows what is Nano Banana Pro. Everybody knows how to write a prompt as well. So the answer is combining your real intelligence that cannot be purchased with a $20 subscription, and that real intelligence combined with the right frameworks and taste and judgment will make a banger combination. So in today's video, I will take you through the 3-step process of how we think about an idea. How do we execute it? And how can we actually get something that the client can simply not refuse? And in the end, how do you even get a client? My name is Ansh Mehra. I have taught businesses around the world on how they can combine their real intelligence and artificial intelligence. And if you have not seen my videos before, we basically help people become the best version of themselves with AI and RI. So without further ado, let's get started. The rules remain similar. We will follow the SCORE framework that I have taught subscribers here even before. But let's quickly do some revision. We will do study, categorize, overlap, render, and then evaluate. So let's start with studying. Before you build anything, in a world where AI can reverse engineer anything, build anything, the only difference between you and all other agencies or professionals is that real intelligence. The difference is going to be real intelligence. So I want to make sure that my idea, my approach, and the emotion that I'm capturing are far more accurate and precise and effective. First, I will run a strong discovery sprint and collect enough references and brand assets. So how do we do that? Then I'll generate a concept outline and get it validated by 1-8's team before I make any scenes. Then I will generate the main character sheets. And finally, once everything is validated and clear, I will go ahead with my environment generation. And then I will generate all of the scenes one by one. So first, we will start with studying. I will go to the 1-8's website and take screenshots of their apparel, of their shoes, and the cap section. So we have some idea of how the brand looks like. Also, let's take some product images from the website as well. Then I will go to Pinterest and I will search for competition. I will look for fashion, photo shoots, collect some references because all of these images will give me a lot of data points. And also take a screenshot and take screenshots of everything. I will spend enough time going through all of the references and I will put them together on any kind of a FigJam board. Now this is where I need to give my brain a lot of data points on what is actually working on the internet, because all of these things one by one will help me find patterns. And then I will try to categorize what kind of fonts and colors and visuals and backdrops and in general overall vibe is being used in these ads. So our brain has to find common patterns. Then I will categorize all of my inspiration. So in step number 2, once you have all of your assets in one single place, you need to spend some time reflecting. And this is where you have to follow the second part of the SCORE framework, which is all about making sense of your inspiration. Because it's not just about collecting a bunch of images or finding ideas. It's also using the Frankenstein method of putting together multiple things into a new combination that has never been done before. Once that is done, we will move on to step number 3 of our SCORE framework, which is all about finding overlaps, because it's not just about finding patterns, it's also about applying those patterns. So I will go to topview.ai and from the left hand side panel, I will select canvas. I will upload all of my inspiration, my brand assets, my product images in one single place. And then we will use these assets in the prompt. And you can do this by going to the @ symbol. I can also click on the 3D box icon and choose Claude Opus 4.8. They also have an agent who can brainstorm all of this for you. And you can pause the video and go through all of the prompts. I'm not going to waste my time, reading aloud the prompt because you can do that easily. You will soon realize that all the patterns that I had found in step number 2 are now being used here. So I've built my vocabulary after doing the study. I'm using my real intelligence to find an overlap between the information I found online and all of the things that I have discovered from my client's briefing session. All of the things that I feel will be relevant for 1.8. So if I had to tell you the prompt, I will say analyze these images, and then you can link all of your images from Virat Kohli's brand 1.8. These are the reference images from Pinterest, and then you can link your Pinterest images as well. I want to create a 15-second 16:9 ad that shows this collection in a very cool manner. Now you can change the prompt in whatever way you want. This completely depends on your own creativity, and to be honest, this is where your own individual taste comes in. First, we will create the ad outline. So now Topview's video agents will start understanding my core context, the brand, the reference, how does the material look like, and also generate the idea and a basic outline for the entire ad. Now this is where things become very interesting. You need to make sure that you double down on your own pattern finding, and then you build on top of what AI gives you. And there are certain techniques to keep the product consistent. I'll make a list of all of those things and put it in the document. But for each and every product, Topview will make a description card, and this description card will help you go ahead with the storyboarding. So the process is that I first give some context. For every single product, I get a description card. After the description card, we go ahead with the storyboard, and when I have a storyboard, I can validate that with the brand so that I do not waste my time converting those images into a video. So keeping the brand in loop is super important. So finally, we're done with the first 3 parts of the score framework, and now it's time to move into the rendering part of things. Now, when you make a visual concept, it's almost like baking a cake. You have to make things layer by layer. So we will first start with generating the character sheet of this ad. So step number 4 is all about rendering. Always generate a character sheet on a gray background and use Nano Banana 2 for generating the faces. I'll make sure that my prompt explains all of the angles and a description of my model. Now, here is another very important tip. Remove the left side profile head so that the model only follows one face, which is the close-up. This keeps your face consistent throughout the video. Now, every model has its own capability. GPT Image 2 is very good at clothing and products. Nano Banana 2 is best for faces. So it's very important to choose the right model when you're making these references. For the environment, before adding a big prompt to generate an image, start with a lazy prompt to get the entire vibe and the theme. For example, I will prompt fashion photoshoot studio, bright, clean, and high budget. So it's very simple. And you can add this as a reference and create new environments on the same theme. I will use this same image and I will just remove the woman and the chair. Now our character is completely locked. The environment is also locked, and we generated the card for each and every product. So our idea outline is ready. But before you generate scenes, you should definitely know a few fundamentals of ad creation to actually understand all of the important keywords and the vocabulary. Go online and read articles about important keywords for specific camera angles, camera motion, and overall lighting. For example, if you want to create a camera that follows the subject in your ad, but if you don't know the exact vocabulary for that angle, that model will not understand what you want and it will disappoint you. I will add some articles in the description because they will help you at least build that vocabulary and learn those keywords from scratch. There's a vocabulary guide that we've added in the description. Please don't ask AI to read all of this for you, and please write your prompts on your own. You will lose your ability to think creatively. Now, I will upload my required elements and ask the video agent to use these to create all of my scenes. So I will say that use this character sheet and this specific background and create a scene list to create a fast cut 15-second ad. I can also add options for different camera motions and lighting, and I can take suggestions from any AI tools as well. Now, the video agent will give me a scene card with all of the elements mentioned. Then, I will make a storyboard before creating the video, which will save you a lot of credits because you will waste less time. select the thumbnail and click on the generate video icon. I will choose Seedance 2.5, select the resolution, the duration and the aspect ratio, and it will cost you 39 credits for 15 seconds 1080p video. There is a very useful clip edit feature that helps you edit a specific part of a generated video. So you can go here and click on edit and select edit with mask and then highlight the mistake, use the draw tool and then click on add to chat. Simply describe the change that you want and then you can export this and make it a part of your final video. Now, please don't make something meaningless. This is where your taste and judgment comes into the picture. That is why we went through the study and the categorize routine of, finding good ideas. And in the end, you have to now evaluate. There is no big achievement in using AI models. What you need to do is to figure out what will people feel if I put certain things together. Now you can edit these things, and being an editor is all about deleting and removing. So you need to make sure that you remove all the nonsense before you pitch something to the brand. And the brand can now do two things. They can either reverse engineer this ad or they can build on top of this ad. So whatever the brand wants, you can pitch that. But we went from a simple image to an ad that looks like this. And that is what I would do if Virat Kohli hired me to give ideas for his next 1-8 campaign. Now, if you're wondering that, Ansh, why would Virat Kohli's team ever call us? Please understand that I am making this video to take you through the thinking process of making a solution. In our previous videos, I have already taught how to get clients, how to pitch them. Many businesses in India would be able to buy such stuff from you. There are so many businesses that sell shoes and apparel, and once you invest 3 to 4,000 here, you can sell these deliverables at 40 or even 50,000 rupees per month. And if you do this for 5 clients every single month, that's almost 2 lakhs in revenue, with almost 1.5 to 1.7 lakhs saved in profit. And you can do this remotely as well as you're traveling. So it all depends on your ability to learn, capture the right customers, show them proof of work, and deliver high quality deliverables that are relevant and contextual to what the business wants, not what you want. We've made tons of videos on how you can attract clients, how you can sell something to them, how do you position yourself. So my recommendation to you would be to take these lessons, try to build something on your own and try to pitch it to someone. Let me know in the comment sections, how would you approach the same campaign? Don't forget to click on the like button and make sure that you subscribe to us here at the Cutting Edge School. I hope that you're taking care of your mind and body. This was your dost Ansh Mehra and you were learning from the Cutting Edge School.